Good evening, everybody. Welcome to season 4, episode 8, overall number 39 of the Small Talk podcast, which is a monthly entertainment talk show co-hosted by Marlene Sharp and Chris Pomay with a diverse lineup of guests and great conversations. I hope everybody is doing well on this Tuesday, August 25th, 2026. It's becoming the end of summer here, especially here in Canada and the Toronto area, with the CNE going on until September 7th. And for some of you, the CNE is a 150-year tradition. It's a summer fair in Toronto with agricultural animals, different weird types of food, drink, rides, and games as well. So please, if you're in the Toronto area, check out the CNE, the Canadian National Exhibition. Let's go to the X. And I hope everyone's doing well on this Tuesday, August 25th, 2026. And I'm going to bring on my co-host, Marlene. It's been a little while since we've talked, and we're going to bring on co-host Marlene Sharp right now. Before we do that, we got to do what we normally do with Marlene. And we're going to get her on 1 second. Oh, we missed a clap. We got to do it again.
Hi, Chris. Guess what? I can't hear you at all. We were talking just fine before this, and now it's completely silent. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes. What you should do is try to look.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
just try logging off.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll just have to focus on reading lips until the sound starts working again. This is so bizarre. We've had this issue before, but anyway, okay, I need my glasses to do the expert lip reading.
Well, like I said, Marlene, I think it's maybe try logging off and logging back on. I think it has something to do with your headphones when we play a video. It seems to happen after you play a video. So everybody just bear with us, and we will have Marlene on in a second. I'm excited about our guests tonight, and we're going to bring them on very soon. And just 1 second, guys.
I'm going to log off like you suggested.
Yeah.
And then
it'll work. It'll work. Everybody, we will have Marlene on. It's just a little glitch with her audio, and we will have her back on soon. And I want to say thank you, everyone, for watching the Small Talk podcast on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, X, and Instagram. And thank you to everyone listening to the Small Talk podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, YouTube Music, and wherever podcasts are available. Marlene, are you back? Can you hear me now? Okay. Marlene just logged off, just a technical glitch. So we'll hopefully have our co-host Marlene Sharp back on. I suspect it had something to do with me playing the opening video. It seems like it's just a technical glitch. But anyways, I am excited to have Marlene on, and we're going to try again. And I think this will work this time. Hi, Marlene. Now can you hear me?
Magic. Yes, I can hear you.
I was right. I knew that would happen when you log off. For some reason, when I play a video clip or the opening intro, it seems to do something to your microphone.
Wow. Is that what it's been all this time? Because we've had this issue.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, anyway. Yay.
I had another guest a couple of weeks ago had the same issue, and I told them the same thing: log off and on, and they logged back on again, and it was good. As long as I didn't play a video, it didn't mess up their microphone. So you live and learn. You live and learn.
Thanks for bearing with us, folks and guests and Chris.
Yes. And it's been a little bit, Marlene. I'm glad to see you back on here, and thank you for arranging our guests for August, and I'm looking forward to having both our guests. And how are you doing, and what have been some of your latest projects that you've been doing as well?
Well, fine. I was in the UK last month and in San Diego, so two big trips. And so we were, you and I and our guests, we were talking about cats beforehand, and I got this cute little cat necklace from the University of Oxford when I was in the UK, because there's all kinds of cool stuff in the gift shops at Oxford University. It's the place where C.S. Lewis and Lewis Carroll created their masterpieces, Narnia and the Alice in Wonderland story, respectively. They were both literary professors there. So as a result, because those are two properties associated with adorableness, they sell cute things like this little cat on top of lying on top of books in the bookstore. So I had a good time. I was there for a business trip, but I did get to see some sights, and that's been the highlight of my summer so far.
Was that your first time to the UK?
No, it was not my first time. But I love it every time. Every time is like the first time because I discover new things. And a few years ago, I was involved with a film called Postman Pat, which is a beloved British intellectual property. Started out as books, and then it was a TV show, and then I was involved with the animated film version, and so I had to go to the UK for a few times for that. But that was every time I've been there, it's for work, so I only get little teeny bits of uh, fun stuff, visiting fun stuff. But this particular trip, I seem to have more time for such things, and I really enjoyed it.
I know the UK is 5 hours ahead of us here on the East Coast, so for you, you were probably 8-hour adjustment, so you must have had some jet lag and a little bit of lag from the, time difference.
Yes, but I have insomnia, so I always feel jet lagged. It just felt like normal to me. So,
Okay.
but thank you for your concern.
Yes, I one day I wanna get out to the UK. I've heard so many good things about it, similar to Canada. I gotta ask you this, I went to the biggest Comic-Con in Canada in June, the Niagara Falls Comic Con. How was this year's San Diego Comic Con?
Oh, it was nuts. It was nuts as always, but very, very good. Somebody who our guests know as well, Danny Bowman. She's a colleague of ours. She through Autism and Entertainment, my some of my associates and collaborators in autism and entertainment, we made a 5-minute documentary about her that aired as part of a PBS series, and that screened in the San Diego Comic-Con Film Festival. So Danny knows Chloe, Estelle, and Lillian. And anyway, so a bunch of us from Autism and Entertainment went down there for the screening of the documentary short, and then we had a little panel afterwards, and so that part was really nice. But I didn't even go as far as picking up my badge. I didn't go to any of the other Comic-Con activations, and there are thousands of them, just because I've been to Comic-Con a lot of times, always for work, and it's so crowded and hot down there. I look forward to coming home. So just like a very short visit. And I had just been in the UK like 3 days prior, so it didn't have
So
much downtime.
no. The day I went to the Niagara Falls Comic Con, it was a 3-day event. For myself, I went on the first night, which was busy, but not overly busy, and I was able
Mhm.
to talk to celebrities like Lou Ferrigno, the Hulk,
Um,
Vicki Lawrence, and then I interviewed Jason Hervey from the Wonder Years and Harry Waters Jr. from the Back to the Future movie. So as media, for me, it's always I think it's a good idea to go on the first day where it's not as busy as Saturday and Sunday are. So I really had a great time at this Comic Con. Hopefully one day you'll get to check out the Niagara Falls Comic Con because it is the biggest one in Canada, and it's not that far from the U.S. border as well. And hopefully I'll be able to come out to San Diego one day in the future when things get better.
Look, I'm jealous of your experience with Vicki Lawrence. She's one of my
Oh,
heroes. In fact, not long ago, somebody told me that I looked like Vicki Lawrence, or I reminded them of Vicki Lawrence. I don't know if that was a compliment coming from them. She is many decades older than me, but I don't even care because I love her so much. And Mama's Family is one of my favorite shows of all time. And also the Carol Burnett show, of course, legendary. So I saw her perform. I saw Vicki Lawrence perform once in person in 2019. She did a Mama's live show in
she
LA.
actually did that. She brought Mama to Niagara Falls.
Love it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I saw. I love that show. But gosh, meeting her up close and personal, that's
I
a
was
dream come true.
I was starstruck, and I got to talk to her. And then Mindy Cohen, who is Natalie on The Facts of Life.
Yeah.
I called her Natalie instead of Minty, so she laughed about that, but it was a great experience. But you know what? We'll talk about that a little later. Let's bring on these two ladies who have been kind enough to come on tonight and let us talk for a few minutes and catch up. But I'm going to introduce them right now. I'm going to let you introduce them with this applause.
Oh, yay! I'm so excited to present to everyone two show business heavyweights, but they're ladies and very talented, and they're sisters. They're not just sisters, they're twin sisters, and they are Lillian Carrier and her sister Chloe Estelle. Welcome.
Hello.
Hooray! There they are. They made it.
You
They
made
got
it.
through our talking and catching up and technical difficulties. They survived the first 10 minutes. Therefore, it'll be smooth sailing for the rest.
Yes, absolutely.
How are you doing, Lillian and Chloe? And I want to say thank you on behalf of Marlene and myself for coming on the Small Talk podcast tonight.
Yeah, we're doing good. Yeah, excited to be here. Thank you.
Hello, hello. They've had an exciting summer for sure. Actually, the whole last year or so has been a whirlwind for them.
Marlene, I want to ask you this. What's the story between you and Lillian and Chloe? How did you all connect?
Oh gosh. Well, we've known each other for a few years now. I think we originally met at a New Year's Eve party at the Tasjian. The Tasjians are a family, a local family, and the son Jake Tasjian is a contemporary of Lillian and Chloe Estelle, and so that was a night to remember, that New Year's Eve party where I met like the whole crew of Spectrum Laboratory, who Jason Weisbrod and Garth Herberg have been on the show before. And so Lillian and Chloe Estelle are both instructors of Spectrum Laboratory, and they also have participated in the productions and the films and various other things there. And so then we realized we had a lot of things and people in common, and they were involved with the Autism and Entertainment Conference that I was also part of. And yeah, we just travel in parallel circles, I guess. I don't know if circles can be parallel, but we keep bumping into each other, and it's not unpleasant. So we we continue to do so. Am I right?
The autism entertainment world is just so small, and we know most of us, whether we're friends or we're just like, I know you through this person to this person, and like we just end up at events seeing, I've seen you like 3 times. We should talk. Sort of
Right.
energy, and everyone's so supportive of each other. Like it's never like the energy of like, ooh, we're up for the same stuff. We're always like, someone's gonna get in. We want one of us too, because we never get opportunities. Oh, and we're always like sending each other when we see opportunities. So it's a cool group to be in.
Oh, and
Chloe,
also
thoughts?
they also Chloe and Lillian started a nonprofit with their mom years ago called Autism, and it turned out that I don't know if autism really had anything to do with this. It was more like their high school experience. So they went to high school with Rachel Capito,
Yeah.
who was one of my colleagues at Brainstorm Productions. And I think we've had some of the Brainstorm
Well,
people.
our mom worked with at autism, I think, the first year of it. Yeah. So there was like kind of that, but Rachel didn't. Yeah, it wasn't Rachel's thing. But like, I know Rachel was like art and like animation, and found that pathway. Yeah.
Yes. And so I worked a lot with Rachel at Brainstorm Productions, which is the production company that we started for the graduates of the Center for Learning Unlimited's animation program. And then Rachel actually is a graduate of Loyola Marymount, and animation program, but she was hired to work on site at the studio in Torrance. So Rachel and I got to know each other, and then we realized we all, Lillian and Chloe, Estelle and I, we all know each other, and they came to visit Brainstorm at one point, and oh yeah, we've had lots of commingling, lots of crossing paths through the last few years.
Yeah, every time that name's mentioned, it's like, oh, I kind of know that person through that person, or like lifelong friend. So, like, yeah, it's like a small world. We all know each other. So we like probably seen Marlene in passing and didn't realize it till that party, you know.
Probably so.
I want to ask Lillian and Chloe, this is your first Canadian Los Angeles. It's really a Canadian US podcast with me and Marlene. Have you ladies been to Canada yet so far?
I have, yeah. So our grandfather on my dad's side, his dad came from Canada to the U.S. So we're a French Canadian actually. So we went back. Me and my little sister, we went to Quebec, and Montreal, and all like those places where yeah, family's from. And that was a really cool experience to like, where I really felt the culture of like, especially Quebec was very much like what my grandfather was like. And like, yeah, so Canada's a really cool place. Obviously Canada's just huge, you don't know all of it, but like I do feel like there's like a connection there when like I have history like with it, and very welcoming to people visiting with history from that place. I know a lot of places aren't always that way. They're like, you left, we don't like you anymore. Like very like welcoming to that history. I haven't got to talk, like I went to like the Christmas markets there, and they were like, how did you know about this? And I was like, I don't know, just saw a TikTok. And I guess like it wasn't a tourist thing. We totally thought we were falling for a tourist trap, but it was a very local thing that we ended up doing. It was super fun. So yeah, I want to go back again to Canada, but it was like really cool to visit.
I want to use some of my French here. Bonjour, Madame Chloe. Ça va bien?
I don't
Très
speak
bien?
French either.
No? I know a little French. I know a little French.
Was like, we're carrier now. He changed the pronunciation. Well, we're American, and like, so I don't like.
But when you were in
French, yeah.
when you're in Quebec, did you try poutine, French fries with gravy and cheese curds?
So good.
Oh,
Wow,
you like it?
That's
you like it?
That's a lot.
Yeah.
And there's Montreal smoked meat. That's a must.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
So-
luncheon meat
Okay.
to put on sandwiches?
Yes. Oh yes,
Yes.
they're known for their smoked meat in Montreal. It's a tradition there.
Oh, Canadian bacon. Like
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
It's sort of like that, yeah.
Okay.
But not the same thing. They'll be offended. It's not the same, but very similar
Okay.
concept. Yeah.
Well, we need to get into the show business aspect of Lillian and because they have a very glamorous life in Hollywood. I mean, it's just
That's
nonstop.
not the word I would describe, but definitely from the outside looking in, it looks that way.
I might be exaggerating just a teeny bit, but just a
Mar-
teeny tiny bit.
Independent projects, like we don't.
Marlene,
Yeah.
since you were great enough to get these two ladies on our show tonight, you can do the first question.
I can? Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
Well, it's okay. Get ready. Here's the first question. Can you tell our audience about yourselves? So, it's easy, right? Just your life story. That's
It's
it.
everything. I mean, I don't even know how to answer. What do I do for a living? Like,
Well-
you know, they're just like, we're just so chaotic. Like whatever's happening now is what we're doing. It's just like life just comes at you. It was just like, okay. It's kind of how we are. And so yeah, so we're autistic, and like that kind of like has influenced a lot of things, because like with autism, how that like started, I was like in school and people kept coming to us with like questions about autism that were like getting diagnosed and stuff, and then it became like this whole thing of like, so many people were saying you can make money off of that, and so we started like going down the advocacy route and building like programming and stuff. And then when that ended, Lillian had started her career in entertainment, like acting wise, and So we sort of moved in that direction. Actually, and I had gone to film school and just sort of combined our skill set from our past stuff and like of like autism advocacy, and then like our like artist side, I guess, and like acting and film and storytelling and all that, and sort of like carved different projects and paths to just like try to find ways to like continue working, because we need the financial part of it. We also want to do something we're capable of, and we found out a lot of crazy statistics about employment and all sorts of stuff that are like how challenging that is for disabled people, especially autistic people, and just like sort of ended up with Lillian starting a movie somehow in the middle of all that.
But even more than a movie, right? TV series and lots of stuff. And then Chloe has worked in different capacities on some of the same projects and some different ones.
Random stuff. So like around the same time I auditioned Lillian for her first TV show, I auditioned another guy who landed Naked and Afraid and has been on that show for like 5 times and is like a fan favorite. So there's like that happened. It was crazy. Then started a connection with somebody who wrote a book. I'm on the cover of his book. Had a connection with a speech language pathologist. I'm now in our online course to do all these stuff with like speech language pathologists that are super cool, and do a monthly talk for them. And like, yeah, I met you guys to do some really cool projects with you, and just like so many, just like projects. I can't say no. I love doing cool stuff.
Lillian, can you tell us a little bit about yourself too? And when did you develop the bug for the entertainment industry?
Oh, so that's complicated with entertainment. So yeah, I'm autistic, diagnosed at 16. I was disabled and in and out of the hospital from like a very young age. I think I was first hospitalized at 6, and then like on death's door at 10, and it was just a journey of disabilities. So the autism was missed, because who cares about social life when you're just trying to live? Like, and then I was back in school, mainstreamed, and going through life and going, there's something else is going on. And then
But they were trying to diagnose you with like depression, anxiety.
Yeah, I was misdiagnosed at first with depression and anxiety, and I was like telling all my friends, "Oh, I'm so depressed and I have huge anxiety." And like, Marlene, you've met me, and like my friends, when they were finally old enough to understand what that was in like high school, they're like, "No, like you have no anxiety, like you do things that everyone should be embarrassed and have anxiety, and like you're just bubbly and happy all the time, even though we know that like you're so sick and not okay, but you're just like, it's fine." Like, you don't have those things. I'm like, oh, maybe I don't. I didn't think about it. An expert told me and I believed it, and I was too young to like question that. So yeah, I started like researching and learning about that, and I was like, yeah, I don't have that. Turns out with the autism diagnosis and my research into that, it was having like sensory overload and experience, like I was having meltdowns of stuff, and I was like, they were genuine things that I was anxious about, like, and I was hearing noises, and like it was things that was autism symptoms that they misdiagnosed as depression and anxiety. So that was really helpful to know. And then yeah, I was what did happen is like I wasn't fully aware of like the autism stuff, but I still knew I struggled socially. So the acting bug came when I was very young, and I was in a summer camp, and they had a acting script diagnosis part of it, and I was able to ask all the questions that were inappropriate to ask people in the moment. Like when you make someone angry and go, "Why are you making that face?" That like really makes them more angry. When someone starts crying and you go, "Why are you sad?" I don't know what happened. It just, they can't. It's not good. So in acting, I could ask all those questions, and then I learned that like my facial expressions and body language weren't interpreted the right way. So through acting, I was able to learn all those skills, and then I just enjoyed it and found a community and loved it. And I did acting through all my youth, but it was never a plan for a career. I was in college to become a biologist when my job coach, who was supporting me then, came across. They were like, "This TV show is looking for autistic people to play an autistic character. Are you interested in auditioning? I know you've done theater. You like auditioned for the school theater stuff." And I was like, "Not professional. No, I don't want to do that. I'm gonna be a scientist." But she gave me the flyer. I came home. My mom and Chloe on the weekend when I came to visit saw the flyer and they're like, "Oh, what is this? Are you doing this?" I'm like, "No, that was just given to me. I forgot to throw it away." And they were like, "You're crazy. You're going to audition." Chloe, who was in film school at the time, filmed it and submitted it for me because I didn't know how to do a self tape or any of that stuff. And the next week, I was reading for Network, and that was Everything's Gonna Be Okay. And they ended up, I was Matilda I auditioned for, but the writer liked me as a person and Luke, and he ended up writing Drea based on me when the show got picked up after the pilot.
Yeah, so to answer your question, she never got it. The bug, I did, and I forced her to get it. I gave it to her.
I was like
I was
shoved
in film
in.
school.
Like even
I
when
was gonna do crew. Like I wanted to write direct kind of situation, and I
Yes.
was like PA for life, sort of where I was feeling like it was gonna be me and like struggle there. And then like she got an audition, and I was like, why don't we just try? And then she got it, and I've been just riding her coattails because she's like, I'll do it again. That was fun. So it kind of like I'm obsessed, and she's like, I'll do it again. It's sort of
Lillian,
situation.
Lillian, besides Chloe, did you have any other influences and mentors when you started out acting?
The first season, no. After the first season, I was like, I need to figure out what I'm doing. Alex Plank was the first person I reached out to because he's the only person I really knew that was in the industry and also autistic to be able to go, how do I navigate both sides of this stuff? My mom did like dipped her toe in acting and like was able to give me like small pointers, but she was like, I've never did anything that you've done, so I have no help on that end. And then I had a wonderful co-star, Carson Warner, whose mom was a manager, and she took me under her wing and was the most beautiful and amazing person. And very sadly, after season 2 of filming, she passed away from brain cancer.
I'm so sorry.
That's been very, very tough. But I was able to find a new manager. Incredible, Tim. He believes in me. Very like it's a very different journey with him because like Darcy was like a friend and like I was best friends with her son. It was like cool, but this is like professional now of a business girl. So yeah, like I have a few mentors. I did reach out to like Steve Newman, who was my youth theater guy. I did like Shakespeare plays with him, and I was always doing fun stuff with him as a kid. And he had done acting himself, and then he actually preferred teaching, and he left the industry to teach. So I reached out to him too as like, what am I doing? Steve, help. And he's like, I haven't been in the industry forever, but I will do what I can. So those are my main peeps. Yeah.
Marlene?
Oh,
This I
I'm
can't
not
hear. The
hearing
sounds
anything.
like crackling.
Marlene, yeah, it's your audio. It's your audio. Yes. Okay, Marlene, yeah.
You gonna turn your mic
Just-
on enough? Maybe see.
Yeah, your mic. I think Marlene's gonna log off and log back on. Her camera's great, but the audio. Hey, you know what? Doesn't matter if you're in movies, TV, radio, live streaming. Technology doesn't always go smoothly.
Technology is unreliable. That's something that we said all the time in film school. Also, screens are liars. If you're looking at one screen,
Yeah.
Someone else is looking at a different screen, completely different.
So Marlene
Left
just
off
logged
the
off.
screen.
So Marlene will be back. She just logged off. I'm sure we'll get her back on here. But hey, like I said, ladies, I want to say thank you both for coming on here tonight. And the
Yeah.
reason I love doing this show is because I love storytelling. Obviously, I'm not an actor or a writer, but it's a form of storytelling. And I wanted to ask you both, Lillian and Chloe. One is an actress, one is a writer, but both are forms of storytelling. And wait, and we're going to see if we can get Marlene on. Before you answer that question, we're going to bring Marlene on too, and we'll see if we got her back. Marlene, we can see you, but your audio. Maybe unplug your. Okay, yeah.
I heard
All right,
continue.
everybody. Okay, Marlene's going to try to work on her audio issue, and hopefully we'll have Marlene back. But as for Lillian and Chloe, just tell us about storytelling, why you love storytelling so much, and how would you describe yourself as an actress and as a writer?
Yeah, for us, I think storytelling is huge, especially being, disabled, autistic, and having like minority identities. Being able to have stories that you can point to tell other people that that's my experience so they can see into a world they've never been a part of is like so nice, because we for years, like, it just felt like I was screaming into a void saying this is my experience, this is what I go through, and people don't understand. But things like books and movies and stories and stuff where you can like feel that emotion and go through the journey of someone and dive into those moments that normally people don't get to see. Like, you see me on the podcast, you see me out in the world, and like on my worst days and my toughest battles, you're not seeing that. That's behind closed doors. That's between me and my doctor. That's me in my bedroom throwing up. Right? That's a whole different experience. Me having a sensory overload. I'm going home. Right, but to have a story like everything's gonna be okay, or Horse Girls, where you can like go through that journey and see
Yeah,
real
Marlene's mic
people
is like
experiencing
feedbacking.
all that stuff, it creates a way bigger understanding, I feel, than me just sitting there going, let me tell you what I experienced. Even though that does a little bit, I feel like there's so much more in stories.
Marlene, are you back now?
Yeah, the mic for some reason.
He is a robot.
Lower maybe the volume of the mic. See, that could probably be it.
I think the mic is blown.
But it might be blown. But lowering the volume should help with the feedback. The input volume.
I don't know. I still hear. I don't know what's going on.
I can hear you better. Way better. You adjusted me?
If I should just sign off, let you guys do the interview, and then log onto my computer and maybe just type some questions.
Okay. Yes. Okay. We'll get through this, Marlene.
Maybe
Yes.
you could call one of
Yes.
us so we could like have the phone.
Yeah. Or Marlene, if you have to, just type in your questions, comments that you have for our guests, and I'll make sure we play them. We'll get through this, Marlene, Chloe, and Lillian. Thank you for your patience. We'll get through this. So, yeah. But as for the storytelling aspect, and how would you, like I said, how would you describe why do you love storytelling so much, and how would you describe yourself as an actor and as a writer? What do you love the most about this?
I mean, just to like continue what Lillian was saying, the like storytelling for both of us has been a huge part of our lives. We've always loved to like read books, and watch movies and watch plays and stuff. Anything that had to do with a story, we were like into it, and we love to like analyze it and the way our brains work differently from everyone else and also from each other, and like analyze deeply into it, which like we also agree it could just be fun to watch a story and like but like I think growing up divergent in so many different ways, from like her being sick to autism and all these things, it was like socializing was difficult, and stories really helped us to understand social aspects of things and to like kind of have friends and like universes to escape into. And there's so much of that like that's where like I started my love of stories. And then as we started to tell our own, I was just telling fun stories and I started getting responses about representation. And like that's the first time I ever saw that on screen sort of responses. And I'm like, I'm crying watching something that was like meant to be a comedy. And I'm like, I started to feel the impact of like what stories can do and mean. And I've done so much advocacy work to like change literally laws and like and services and make sure that this individual gets something they need. And the amount of good I can do for the masses by telling a story is incomparable to like how it's effortless to change so many people's hearts and minds and like with a story. And I don't have to invade someone's privacy in their private moment to do it. It's like everyone's consenting to it and comfortable to show, because like these very vulnerable moments in a very not vulnerable way. um and I think it's like that part has been so beautiful to learn how much of an impact that side of storytelling is, and like how much hiring people who are minorities telling their story, because like I was told over and over in film school, every story's already been told, find a different way to tell it. And it is so far from the truth now that I'm hearing people's stories who have never been told. My story has never been told. So many of, like, even though some of it is starting to, there is so much of our stories never been told on screen, never been told in a book, never, like, it's just not out there. And like there's so many other people who feel this way, who have very different stories. And to create that ability to get those stories out there and to see the impact, that is like, I've leaned more toward that way. I do also think it's really fun to do like a fantasy or horror film and like just that's also fun, like has its place in the world, should continue to do that. But like also these like stories like Horse Girls, stories like Everything's Been Okay, which I don't think anyone should live in. It is like, it's depressing if you stay there too long, but it has a kind of hopeful feeling when you like do balance it out and are able to get those stories out there and see the real stories of real people on screen, even if that's a character currently that I'm watching. And I just, I can't even explain the impact that and the stories I've heard and how much good that does. And so I love stories even more now.
Lillian?
Yeah, I mean, especially as an actor is bringing these characters to life. Like, is it starting off with Drea? I was so fearful in creating a character that's just based on me, and then I've never seen a character like me on screen before, and I was like, are people gonna, a lot of people in real life don't like me, and you're making a character, and I'm just gonna be hated by the world, and I'm just gonna like not want to do this. And then it came to screen, and like she became a fan favorite, and the amount of like DMs and comments that I got, that was like, this is me, and I've never seen myself on screen, and I feel so much less alone. Or someone like, this is my daughter, and now like I understand more of like why she interacts with the world the way she does, and what she needs from me, and how to build a better relationship. Like it got so much stuff like that it was so worth it. And then going into season 2, how much deeper we went, and we gave her new labels and stuff that wasn't me, but like it was things that hadn't been seen before, like going into the dynamic, like diving into the queerness of her being a lesbian who doesn't enjoy sex but wanting to marry her girlfriend and be in a romantic relationship, and how does that work. Like it was just the coolest journey story. And then adding the autism, adding the color blindness, adding the Crohn's disease, like all of it mixed together into this beautiful character who just wants to be herself in the world. And so cool to have that and have that character exist. And then going on like NTS New Orleans, where like bad guys will try to kill me, and I'm just an autistic person. I'm like, I'm fine, I'm gonna survive. I'm gonna get back to my father. And then yeah, Horse Girls, a whole, ooh, what a journey Horse Girls is. And that's like way further away from me than I've ever played before. But meeting Marguerite, who is a real person that the character is like heavily based on, was so cool. And like it was finding the pieces of her to bring to life to create this incredible character that, again, I've never seen a character like Margarita on screen before, and the amount of people that have reacted to that as like this part of the autism spectrum needs to be seen more, and we need more diversity of that stuff. And then as well, talking about adulthood in disability community, that outside of autism in general, and I think also able-bodied people talk about like independence is talked about as like you do everything on your own, you're so strong, and you're just like a powerful adult. And like having a story about a woman who's like, I need a lot of help, but I'm a woman and an adult and I should be treated like one, even though I like to like be whimsical and fly on a horse and like ride my little stick horse and dance, but I'm an adult. Treat me like one. And like I need to go home and I need to get cooked for and I need support, but I'm an adult. Like that was so beautiful to see a story like that, where just so often it's about overcoming and like you got to take care of yourself now. You got to be independent. And I love that it was just like she doesn't overcome anything except just like finding a place in the world. And I liked that.
Marlene, are you back?
Maybe. I'm
Yes!
on my, yes, I don't,
yes.
cautiously optimistic that it'll stay.
Our
It'll
journey.
stay.
This is our journey. This is the new focus of the podcast.
It's a journey about podcasting.
Overcome the headphones.
I got these really high tech fancy things right here. So that's the secret. That's the secret sauce.
Marlene,
I
do you have a couple of questions for them? You go ahead.
Oh, I loved hearing about Lillian's favorite characters and the different levels of the peeling back the onion on the different characters and so forth. And I was wondering, Chloe, how did you experience those things along with Lillian? Because you were involved in those, right?
Yeah. So like, okay, it's like, so on every project, it's like, am I gonna be involved? And so, like, on Everything's Been Okay, I like was heavily involved with the audition, and then she was like nervous. She actually rejected the part. Was like, I'm not ready for this, and we like they were like so great. And actually,
no, casting like called my mom, and when she rejected
casting
it,
was like, we're not telling network no.
and she's like, you need to talk to her.
So me and my mom we're gonna help you. And so one of the things that Lillian asked me to do is to get her familiar with film. She didn't know it, so I like gave her like study guides of like equipment and the name of people on crew and like that I had been using at school, and then went with her to like the table read, and like I met the director and like different cast members and stuff, and I went to like her first day of filming. And then I was like, you good? She's like, I'm good. And then I left. And then people came to the set, including the director, that next time they were on set. And we're like, where's Chloe? And everyone's like, where's Chloe? Where's Chloe? She needs to be here. And Elaine's like, she doesn't work here. They're like, well, but she's still here. And I was like, I don't know what impact I made because I don't remember like talking too much about like the film itself. I was just like supporting Lillian. And so I ended up like that second week being back. And I just like started just being Lillian's assistant because I was like, I don't want to just sit here. I don't know why I'm really. And so I talked to Lillian about how I could help her, and I helped her with like her costume fittings and talking about her needs with that. And I talked her through just things that I knew about film and different stuff. And she had her service dog Luke at the time was also on film, so I would go in, and I started realizing she needed advocacy and really got into doing that. So I would like run on set like her service dog needs to go for a walk now, needs dinner right now, and like I went and like found out her allergies were not being accommodated. I went and talked to the chef and got her food every day, and I started to just like start doing this. So like I read the pilot. And I knew who Josh Thomas was. I had seen another one of his shows, and I explained to Lillian who Josh Thomas was. I don't think she got it at that point. And I was like, if you meet him, you got the part. And she was like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I'm just telling you, I know who he is. And if you meet, you're going to just be best friends. And she's like, that's a crazy thing to say. I'm like, no, I'm serious. And that's kind of what happened. And like, and so he's very like all over the place. Like he said he had ADD at the time. And like was just like, and very brutally honest, like Lillian and the two of them were just like giving each other actual honest feedback because they didn't believe anyone else would and that they could handle it. And I watched them just immediately start doing that. And so because I didn't think I would be on set, I wanted to watch the show. And so I didn't read any of the scripts. And then I'm on set. I'm like, I don't have time to read the scripts. So
that's a lot. Yeah, it's a big commitment.
So I didn't read the scripts, but so I was on set watching stuff happen, and I asked Lillian, "Is it supposed to come across this way?" And it became really helpful to understand if it was coming across the way it was supposed to in the script or not. And I talked to the director. One of them, he really liked me by his side, so I was like, "So Silas Howard, he was so cool. He did like the best episodes of that show," and like. I talked to him about it, like, should I read the script? He's like, no, I actually like that you didn't. And like, so I never read the scripts for Everything Okay, both seasons. And then we talked about it. I ended up not being on NCIS New Orleans, but it helped again with the audition of that. And that ended with like, we don't know how like it ends situation. I think you guys also film multiple endings with like with the dad or not with the dad and all different stuff that happened there. We didn't know which one was going to air. So I saw the beginning of like, it was like literally, I think in the show, it like is more clear what happens. In the what I was given in her sides was just like, she's sitting eating and then like she's holding like a cup that's like made of glass and it explodes and then it's like something happened and like that's all I knew. And so I think it's like if you watch the episode, which I recommend, don't want to ruin it, there's like it's very clear exactly what happened in that moment. Much more clear. And so I would get a like FaceTime call from my mom who's like, I'm on set. And then all of a sudden, I see this guy with this really big hat. He's like, hi, Chloe, heard all about you. I'm like, you did? Who are you? I'm the director. And we're trying to get you to set. I was like, what? And I was like, and I spent the day FaceTiming with this guy.
He stole my mom's phone and was FaceTiming Chloe.
And I just was like on set through the director. And and then later on, like I talked to Lillian, I was like, did you talk to him at all about me? She's like, I mentioned you. That's it. Like nothing. So I don't know if he researched me or like
I think it was I think Desmond.
Yeah.
I think it was Desmond.
There was like, Desmond might have known me. And so like, then one of the actors' son was a crew member who was autistic. So he might have. I think he probably heard of me, and like when Lillian mentioned, he might have done that research. But like, yeah, so it, that was interesting. Ended up not being able to get me there because of it was COVID at the time.
It's COVID, yeah.
And
were you in New Orleans, Lillian?
Yeah, it was in New Orleans.
It was literally while I was in New Orleans, the announcement came out that COVID had come to America.
You know, that's where I'm from. I'm from New Orleans.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So she was on NCIS New Orleans, and that was.
Boo! What?
I have all these new special effects on here.
No. Okay.
New Orleans is like the coolest place, though. I love being there, and I was there during Mardi Gras. So it was
goodness,
the funnest place to be. So I'm filming this like we're out in the woods. I'm getting shot at. Like I look like a mess. I come home like dirty. My hair is crazy, and it's just Mardi Gras. Everyone's like partying and whatever. Nobody notices anything.
No, of course not.
Right?
Of course
They're
not.
just like, woo, come drink, party. I'm like, yeah.
It's a miracle you could even get home.
Energy to be in.
It's different to grow up there. I will say that much. But yes, Mardi Gras definitely is one of the most fun times to visit because there's really nothing like it anywhere else. Even though there's Carnival and Mardi Gras celebrations in other places, New Orleans has unique celebratory culture, and it's miraculous that you were able to even get around the city and do filming during Mardi Gras because so many streets are shut down.
Well,
or
they filmed in the woods. It was a lot of.
No,
yeah.
well, I was like, there was a hotel, and the studio was like right down the street. It was like really
okay.
They
So
had like a whole studio for all the sets, and then we drove out of the city into like farmland, woodsy places.
It was pretty cool.
For 90% of it.
So Chloe, did you go to New Orleans?
No, she didn't.
I sadly didn't get to go. She was in the one episode, and then there were plans to bring her back, and because of COVID
rolled in.
COVID rolled in, so
they cut like all of the like storyline, like side storylines, and they were trying to put like a longer arcs in, so they didn't expose as many people. So my storyline plan got cut, and then they didn't get another season after that.
Yeah.
Ladies, are you good for another 10 minutes? Because I have a special video I made for Lillian, and I hope she likes it. I made it specially for Lillian.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Boy. Yeah.
1 second. I didn't make the video. It's courtesy of your website, and it's a little clip from HORSEGIRLS, which is, I have not seen it, so I'm going to have to watch this movie, but it's a nice little clip
it's
here.
It's streaming now. You can get on streaming.
Okay, just 1 second. I'm just going to play the little clip right now, and I will watch it, and I'll give you my feedback. 1 second. I'm going to play it.
What's your name?
Margarita. My mom and dad named me that because they were drunk on margaritas the night they conceived me.
Oh, wow.
I know, huh?
I'm home. We have to party.
I just made all this chicken.
Cook the chicken.
I need you to start thinking about getting a job again.
No, thank you.
Just because I care about you.
And I love you. I love you.
Mom, can I ride a fake horse?
Keep it tight, guys. Keep it tight.
Sure.
Sick.
Can I help you? Can you what?
Can I join this like a horse class thingy? God damn it!
Well, there you go. What are you doing here, Red? Well, most people think a room full of dance team wannabes is something to make fun of.
I think that's kind of sad.
Have a nice day.
I hate having a job. Like I don't want to have to wear hard pants and smile at people for money.
But we have to do it. That's what being an adult is.
Felix, go with her, please. Roger.
I thought his name was Hank.
What are you gonna do when I'm not here to help?
I'm an adult.
Start acting like one.
Ladies, we are officially competing in this year's sectional. 6, 7, 8, leap. Hey, walk it off, Red.
She's fat. She's fat. You've no idea what it's like to watch people just pity her.
Are you scared?
I'm scared of leaving you behind.
All riders competing to the gym.
The world is very good at making people feel small. You're not afraid to be yourself.
You look so grown up.
I am grown up.
Ladies, where's Madeline?
She's from at Best Buy.
Awesome.
Well done. Thoughts on this little clip and HORSEGIRLS?
That's the official trailer. I love it.
Trailer, yes. Just thoughts on the
yeah.
trailer.
Like in what sense? I don't know.
I think it's a good representation of the movie. I've seen the movie, and I think whoever made the trailer did, I guess it's Sumerian Pictures, the distributor. They really captured a lot of the best moments of the film, the touching moments, but also the humor. There's a lot of humor in it, and the relationship, the mother-daughter relationship, and the co-workers and Margarita. That's also a really special bond to see. And I didn't know that there were hobby horse competitions in the world. Did you know that before you did the movie, Lillian?
I did not know before the movie. That was an introduction.
Yeah, is it a big deal? Is it like dance competitions or?
Yeah, like they're trying to make it an Olympic sport. Like it's pretty big now and it's really growing.
Wait, I mean, have you seen clips of it? It is intense. Like they can jump like 8 feet in the air, like a horse does. Like they can jump higher than horses, and the galloping they do, which I like, is they have to like gallop this certain way for so long. It's like intense and like really like exercise and like very specific movements, and they have like a ton of different like things that they do. There's like like the barrel races and the the show pony stuff. Like they have a bunch of different ones, the jumping, and like just like there's and the horse, like they have to make their horse, and then they have to like hold it a certain way and treat it a certain way, and like it's very strict. And I don't know how big, like broad it is, but the places that do it, it's very like intense, like hobby horsing can be. So it like and so we like learning a little bit about that world. Like, there isn't any in our area or the area was filmed, but we would have loved to like talk to hobby horsers and gone to see that before filming. We didn't have the time to do that research, and it wasn't provided, but like that learning about that, like the appreciation of that, we at least tried to watch films. And the person who wrote it, she said she watched a documentary on it, and like fell in love there. So there's a documentary about it that she just really liked, and she got really into like learning about it and just wanted to write it in at some point in something, and found it really fun. She like the way she described things. If I'm writing a character, like if they work somewhere, they should work somewhere so fun for me to write about, for someone to watch. Like, so they're gonna work retail, but they're gonna work at a Halloween store, and it doesn't matter if there's a Halloween store all year or not. There is for this character. And so they want to do a recreational activity. We're gonna make it a hobby horsing because that's interesting. Fun for fun for like us, for someone to watch. So that's how she kind of made this really interesting character. And she was just like, let me just like add these interesting aspects of how she explained it. So like she watched this documentary and like, that'd be so cool, like to write about. And like growing up a horse girl as well, like I loved horses, is like very much you get made fun of for that like sort of thing. And like hobby horsing, you experience is that like not a real sport, all that like it's girly and all those things. And I remember a lot of hobby horsers were like commenting, or like horse lovers were like, we really don't want to be made fun of. We're really worried this movie like does that. And like our goal wasn't. So hopefully that does come across, because our goal was like, with infantilization in general, we wanted to have something that seemed like childish, or maybe even was, but treat it like this is a person interacting with it as an adult. And so I think it was one of the perfect things that like the loving Halloween, loving the horses and the hobby horsing and all of those aspects could be seen as very, very childish, and people who have those interests have talked about how it is infantilized. And the movie, hopefully our intention was to remove that stigma from those things.
I think it did. Yeah, definitely.
Where can our audience find Horse Girls to watch on live streaming? And where can our audience find your IMDb pages that you both have?
So it's on Apple Amazon Prime and Fandango, I believe, to purchase for streaming. It's still in some local theaters, so very select. So please look that up if there's one in your area if you do want to see it in theaters. And then yeah, it would just be our names on IMDb if you're looking up Lillian, Carrier, and Chloe, Estelle.
Or you can look up Horse Girls.
Or you look up Horse Girls and you'll find us.
And you'll find us on the list there.
The list of.
There is like a 2023 or something version. Ours is the 2025 version.
Oh, was it a different movie?
It's not related, but people look that one up and then think it's the movie. So just to be aware that we are the more current version, the current year.
Mm-hmm.
So check the year on it, and that it is Lillian's face, because the other girl looks a lot like her.
Oh wow, that's so weird. What a weird.
I haven't watched the movie. Don't know if it's similar. I don't think it is.
I don't think it's anything like ours.
So yeah, I've had people like, we found it. You're not listed. I'm like, you're on the wrong movie then.
Marlene, I have a question for you, and I'll get maybe these ladies. I'll get Lillian and Chloe's response after yours. But I wanted to get your thoughts, Marlene, especially. What are your thoughts on AI currently in the film industry, and do you feel there'll be a shrinkage in the film industry in terms of jobs?
Oh, yeah, I'm very fearful of that.
Yes, I am fearful of job loss, but I think that big companies will glom on to any excuse for downsizing. So right now it happens to be AI, but like Lillian was talking about the effects of COVID on the business, and there was a ton of layoffs and downsizing and stuff because of COVID. And then when the 2 strikes happened a couple of years ago, then there was all of that. And so I feel like I don't have a hard stance on AI, like using it. Like I'm sure it can be very useful.
I feel there's
in moderation
places for it. I don't think it should replace the art. Right? The creative side. It shouldn't replace writers. It shouldn't replace directors. It shouldn't replace actors, that type of thing. I feel like it should make our jobs easier. There are places I did feel like in pitching that sometimes the director came in with AI visuals and AI voices and stuff to go, this is what I want to do. So the producers could see what they wanted to make, but there's no AI ever in the final product. When I went in to do the ADR, they had put in some AI stuff of voices to see if it would work before they called me in, so that they didn't waste my time, and then I had something to go off of. And I felt that sort of stuff is helpful in the industry to not waste artists' time, but it's not like, and it gets the creative juices of what are possibilities, and we can do more things, and not waste money type of stuff, right? But also when I was in the room, I said, I want to try this and not do exactly what you planned for me. Like they let me, like it wasn't just follow the AI. Right. And I did feel, because that did come into play with Horse Girls, but they were very careful to be like, nothing in the final product of like the art side would, like there is no AI used in the final product at all. But yeah, I think like for stuff, like I feel like there's stuff with like animation that it does become useful for, like the art itself is created and used, but there's pieces of stuff that you don't have to animate every single movement of it. It will smooth out and like make stuff easier for artists to be able to create more of the art stuff, right? That's what my hope is for. But I do feel like the business side is going to take advantage of not having to pay for artists and not have to do that for all. But I think initially it's going to happen. I don't know how long it's going to take, but eventually AI can't create anything new. It can only create of what it's trained on. So I think eventually it will stagnate and there'll be nothing new, and they will have to come back to us. Will that take a year? Will that take 20 years? I don't know. But I do think eventually we crave artistry and new and fun. And like we're already complaining about all of the remakes, and like everyone's like, we need something new. And I think that in itself shows that eventually like AI will not be enough for audiences.
Yeah. And like there's also like the worry of like the negative side of energy and usage and stuff. What and
Oh,
like
right.
I don't know enough about that. My hope is like that can be like hopefully down the line be fixed to like be much like less of an impact in that way. I don't know enough about that, so I'm hoping that at least keeps us from using it until there's enough I don't know, rules or laws or policy to make sure that what Lillian's talking about happens. Maybe that could be like our like we are arguing because I don't think they're gonna listen to. I don't want you to replace actors, but like, but like but I don't, and I do think they eventually, if they end up using it that way, I do think that there is something said about like there's like that uncanny valley of watching a robot versus watching a person that just you can't, it's not the same. And so I do think like Lillian said there are places it would be helpful to use and maybe save time and maybe also save like a person doing grunt work and all but I like to take away like jobs and take away the artists. I just think is just if they choose to do that, it's a mistake and will hurt the industry. If that's what specifically we're talking about with AI. But like also like, I don't know enough about AI. maybe it can replicate things much better than I know it can. And like I do think that there is people not understanding CGI and AI are two different things. And there needs to be more of an understanding of like the difference that like good CGI should not be hated on. Like that's fine.
And not understanding the difference between like the new version of like generative AI and the AI that's like always been used. Like for years now, we've had AI generating captions, and that's so useful, especially on social media and whatnot. I think we should have someone who goes back in and edits it because it's not always accurate.
Exactly.
But that, as in the disability community, those sort of things are so helpful to have any sort of access because there's so much media that doesn't have that in it. To just be able for someone to just click a button who doesn't have the time to do that is helpful. And there's so much of that form. I don't know every version of like where that is, but AI has been used for a very long time and is useful. But the replacement of art is what is newer. And that's the stuff that we don't want happening.
Now, I have one final question for you ladies, and then I'm going to let Marlene wrap up the show because I want to give Marlene some work here. Because Marlene, you are great, and you are great in getting these two ladies on. And I would love to have them back on for part 2. And maybe you sisters will have your own podcast show one day too.
Oh, that would be awesome.
My question for you is, do you have a question for Marlene or myself before we wrap this show up in a couple of minutes?
Ooh. Well, both you haven't seen HORSEGIRLS. I would love to hear your thoughts after you watch it, like both of you. But like, I would love to hear.
I've seen it.
Marlene, you've seen it, right? Like,
yes.
Love to hear your thoughts.
Yes, I loved it. I loved the relationship between Margarita and her mother, and I really like the actress Gretchen Mol, who plays Margarita's Lillian's character's mother, and I've watched her films and watched her on TV for years, but I've never seen her in a role like this one. So I thought it was it, and gosh, what a role. I mean, she did everything. She had every emotion that a person could have on screen, and I thought she just did a marvelous job. And you Lillian and Gretchen have such a wonderful chemistry too. Did you become friends with her on set?
Yeah, we still contact each other. We're very, very close in like businessy still. But like,
Mhm.
I felt like Lillian was like Gretchen's mom. It was really funny.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Gretchen is like kind of like she's great. She's kind of gets lost really quickly. Is how I describe it, and just the way she kept saying like to me like I can't believe how much you advocate for yourself at your age. I never could, and I watched her just not advocate for herself. And Lillian be like, "Hey, you're not gonna treat us that way," and and Gretchen be like, "Yeah." Like,
Maybe Gretchen's on the spectrum, and maybe she's
nah,
on the
I
spectrum.
don't think that's
No,
it.
she's not.
I think
She's
it's
just like
just a lot of the.
she's just the sweetest.
I think also being a woman in the industry and just like taking
Yeah.
stuff and
Yeah.
not wanting to be a problem, and she entered so much more before me, and I don't.
Her mind
The
was like,
stories of what women went through, I don't know her story and if she went through anything, but I feel like she didn't want to make waves, and that's
Yeah.
instilled in her. I mean, I don't
not
want to
that
put
she's not
anything
a
in her
strong
mouth.
person, like she is,
And
like
she's
I
just
think
wants
what-
everyone happy around her. She's a people
They're
pleaser type
so
of energy and like lovely, the loveliest person.
Yeah.
But yeah, it got to the point that she just was, I was seeing there was things building, and I was like, I'm going to say something.
Oh my goodness. You know, I wonder if she had any. I bet she did. If not with Harvey Weinstein, then with other.
No. She didn't have anything like that. No.
Oh,
But like,
good.
I
Okay.
think what it was is like her priority wasn't the same as Lillian's. Like she said from the beginning, I just hope it's not a mediocre project. It can be bad or it can be good. But I've done too many mediocre, and like we were like, well, this is Lillian's first project. We hope it's like mediocre. And so I think like her priority was like, just like I'm here to just go with what it is. And then also like she told us she does not like being away from her family. She doesn't like traveling. And so she kept trying to get home as much as she could, and like her kids didn't want to come with her, and she was like, it's the first like that long of a period without them. It like seemed like she was sharing. And there was like a huge like thing going on with her family where she wanted to be there with them. And so I think her mind was just there. And like, which is fine. She was still professional in every sense of that word, but it wasn't like she's gonna fight for these extra things. What she was fighting for was, hey, I'm gonna leave set now. She didn't want to argue anymore. She wanted to be on the phone with her kid. I think that's all it was. Is that what I read it as? And just she just doesn't like confrontation like that. And so even if like she wanted to argue, she was like, well, Lillian will do it. It's fine, kind of person, and trusted in that. But like she had conversation with Lillian about like, these are the things that we want. And so, yeah, but she was like, but it was really funny, just like the irony of their relationship. Like where on screen she's very, very like, I'm protecting Lillian, and like she did like want to make sure like in the motherly way Lillian had food and everything, but like Lillian was more of like the side that you see of her in the movie of like, you need to be doing this and you need to be doing that, and like that kind of thing was more Lillian. She's like, hey, so we're gonna go over here right now. She's like, okay.
I also like the coach, the actor who played the coach. What is the actor's name?
Gerard Haynes.
I've seen him in other things. He's
been in quite a few things. I know him from, what is it, The Good American Family, the one with Natalia Grace.
Oh, yes.
That was the one like I really like. Wow.
Yeah, he was a nice
so
dad
good.
in that.
And
He adopted her, the nice one.
he was in the new remake of the Benji movie.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wow, what a range.
It's all over the place. Just pop it up and you're like, that's different.
Yeah. I've seen him before, but he has a really he's funny, but I don't know, he just has very appealing personality.
I asked him one time, how do you sound so natural? Like he just says things like he's just like, it's so like he's not acting. I can't explain the way his performance is, so like I just thought of it. And he told me, I don't know, what happens is they say action and I black out, and then they say cut, and then I like And I'm like, did I do a good job? And I'm like, and then I watched it the next take. I was like, oh, so that's why he sounds so natural. It's just, well, you know, that's how it is. And I'm like, oh my God. He's just so nervous. And I was like,
Well, it works. He
and
made it
works
work
so
for him.
well. It's so good. And I was like, and I found out there's like a lot of actors who have these like these so interesting things that make it actually work. Like that's what makes their performance so great and gives them those layers. Is like he's not acting.
Yeah.
So, and like it's very confident sounding and everything. And so yeah, he was like, he kept saying like, my performance is because Lillian was good. I was just like nervous to meet her performance. And Lillian's like, I was nervous to meet his performance. And they didn't talk about it till afterward that's what they were both feeling. So it was like, yeah, they had this like strong connection to each other.
Mhm.
And it was really fun working with him and seeing, you know, the like, you know, people who like you would think would be confident. Sometimes like they have those moments where they are like they're nervous too. And like about like it's his story to say why those things made him nervous. But like it's just and like same with Gretchen, but like they're like everyone you would think like they've been in the industry, they've been doing, you know, that they would be confident on, but they're, you know, everybody has like those things and just like everyone's a person, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
Tony Howard was completely confident, let me tell you. He's exactly what you would expect him to be. He definitely deserves all the everyone was like, Tony Hill's coming to say, I'm like, this is a big deal? Okay, it was a big deal.
Yeah, it was a wonderful cast. The whole cast was just
cast.
Yeah,
I
really.
I promise to see the movie, and I will give you my honest feedback.
Great.
Oh, would love that.
But I have to have popcorn. Anytime I watch a movie, I have to have popcorn.
Popcorn
It's a must.
for this movie for sure. You need them both. You're gonna be needing
Popcorn and iced tea. Iced tea with
Ooh.
lots of ice in it, large size.
Yes.
Because the popcorn, they put so much butter and salt in it, you have to
True.
drink more.
Are you like a sweet tea or a bitter tea guy?
I'm gonna be honest. I know bitter tea is better for you, but I'm a sweet tea guy. I'll be honest. But you
I'm
know,
not This is a man who loves ice cream. This is a connoisseur of ice cream.
I do promos for an ice cream store here.
Oh my gosh.
He's an ice cream
Indulge ice
authority.
cream.
So
Oh, yeah.
sweet tea goes along with that.
Favorite
The
ice
sweet
cream,
tea.
ladies? Okay, if you guys had a choice, hard or soft ice cream, favorite flavor?
I'm a
Soft
milkshake
chocolate.
girl. Love
Oh.
milkshake. Mint chip is usually my favorite.
Delicious.
I don't know if I have a favorite. I always get like the weird flavors. I like banana. I like
I like banana cream
if they
pie.
have like cookies and cream, I normally do that. Peanut butter, if it has peanut butter in it. Yeah, like, but yeah, I think soft. But yeah, milkshake for sure. Like, I don't like. I feel like I get less of a brain freeze. Like, I always get a brain freeze when I eat it.
Same here. Same
And so I like
here.
the milkshake. I feel like that doesn't happen, and like, and I don't like it getting sticky on my hands. So milkshake keeps this.
Marlene?
I like chocolate and soft serve. I really prefer frozen yogurt because I feel like I can eat more of it and it's less.
Yeah, like, is it the lactose or the dairy?
The dairy.
No, it's just the caloric, the calories. Yeah. It might not really even be that much better for you.
It's just the mentality of it.
It's the psychological aspect that it feels more helpful.
I feel like the opposite. I'm like, I have too much of the other one, so to like feel like satisfied. So I'm eating too much. So if I have a little bit of ice cream, I feel better about the situation.
I do love pumpkin spice though. Oh my gosh, and I'm so excited.
I haven't tried that yet. I haven't tried that yet.
Spice comes
That's
earlier
such a California
every year.
thing. You have
Every
to
year, yeah.
come to California and have our pumpkin spice.
I like banana cream pie ice cream or blueberry cheesecake ice cream.
Oh, those sound good.
Or cake pop. Cake pop.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. I have to admit, I don't mind soft ice cream, but I prefer hard ice cream. And there's nothing better than having a homemade waffle cone with homemade ice cream, eating it outside in the summertime.
Yeah.
To me,
I've
that's
been getting coconut milk from the farmer's market and making milkshakes with it. And they have all these different flavors. So I had I've been getting creative. I had like a chocolate coconut milk with strawberry ice cream, made like a chocolate covered strawberry kind of milkshake.
Oh,
And
delicious.
I got like a cookies and cream, and they've been selling these like peanut butter Oreos, and I put them together with like a vanilla coconut milk, and I just been making myself. So I like ice cream, but in the form of the milkshake. It's so hot here. And my air conditioning does nothing, so I just been having my milkshakes once a day at least.
and
we made a lot of frozen pudding because
frozen
homemade, that's so much easier than ice cream.
No, you don't have to churn it.
Yeah.
I recommend trying that frozen pudding. You can and then we put like layers of like cream in wafers and yeah, it's good.
Are you guys gonna make this for me when I come out to California?
I mean,
we will, yeah.
You just need to get here, Chris. He's
One
never
day,
been
one
to
day.
California.
One day.
Never.
One day.
Never.
I'm gonna walk. I'll walk it. It might take me 6 months,
Walk
but
it.
I'll walk
That's a journey.
Yeah, you can make it yourself. You just get like a container you can put in the freezer, and you put the pudding.
Yeah.
Mix in there, and then you put like a layer of like whipped cream, or and then we put vanilla wafers. So you could do like the banana or the vanilla, or and then we layer that a few times, and then put it in the freezer for 8 hours, and you got it tastes like ice cream. It's so good.
Oh.
By the way, Chloe and Lillian, you set a record tonight. This is the longest show in Small Talk podcast.
We tend to do that.
Congratulations. That's okay. That's okay. That's
Do we have
okay.
viewers? Are people watching?
You want talkers.
That's
That's good.
saying something interesting so we can end it right now.
No, that is great. You always want guests that are talkers, honestly. So
No, we're talkers. We can talk about anything, which is that's the interesting thing about for me, autism is talked about. We're not really good socially, but we're really good. A lot of us at giving speeches and doing things like this.
Yes,
because the social dynamic is very different, and then also we're not afraid of just spewing stuff and it's not we're gonna get reaction no matter what we say. We're gonna say stuff.
I was in a speech class, and they were like, you have to give a 15-minute speech, and I kept going, and I was waiting for them they're supposed to do this when it ends and give me a 30-second warning, and I just kept going and kept going, and then they were like, oh my god, we gotta end it, it's been 30 minutes. and I was like, what? We'll just end it here. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about your conclusion. And I was like, oh, I was waiting for you to cut it off, and they're like, well, we just thought you had 15 minutes of material, and I just you were so good. And I lost track of time, and they're like, how long could you have gone if I just let you go? I'm like, I would have just kept going forever. I could talk about this forever. That's why I picked this topic. And as soon as you did this, I had my conclusion ready to go. And they're like, you should do that professionally, and now I kind of do. But the entire class, I was like, I'm so sorry. Was that boring that you had to hear that for 30 minutes? And they were like, we all did not realize that the 15 minutes was up. Well, I was like, good to know. So it started in college, and when my 15-minute speech, I went over. I never end on time.
that's okay. Marlene,
that's a gift.
Yes, absolutely. I would like to have these two back on again in the future on the Small Talk podcast. And Marlene, since you were so nice enough to stick with us with your technical issues, and we're glad to have you back here in August, I'm going to let you finish up the show with these two ladies.
Oh, okay. No pressure there. So thank you, Lillian and Chloe, Estelle. Oh, and we didn't even get to talk about the Astro ceremony, which I wanted to ask you about. Okay, so it's pretty much locked in that they're going to come back for a part 2. So
we'll talk about Astra. There's a lot to talk about.
We'll have in October. We'll have another awards. So
yes.
Oh,
we just got nominated for a Darcy.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Yes. Okay. Oh, this is
Okay,
great.
we'll do an
Yeah.
awards thing. How about that? We'll do an awards episode.
Yes, we can do like an award season extravaganza, and we can cover because the Emmys will have happened at that point, so we can do a retrospective there and see.
And we can talk a little, like, focus more on Horse Girls as well, because I want to give people time to watch it.
That's true. Yeah, because this might be people's first time even hearing about it.
So
So
we'll come back and talk about it. Everybody go watch it.
Spoilers next time.
yeah. So this isn't goodbye. This is just until next time.
Yes.
It's just
Yes.
a little pause until we continue the conversation in a few weeks.
Yeah.
So thank you. Thank you.
And where can our audience find you guys on social media? Best way of contacting you.
For me, Instagram's I'm most active on. I'm on most social medias, but and it's just my name, Lillian Carrier.
Yeah, I'm on Instagram and Facebook. Chloe Estelle in yellow on Instagram, and then my name, Chloe Estelle, on Facebook.
Marlene, you get the last word tonight.
Oh, it's just thank you. I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful to Lillian and Chloe and Chris. I'm thankful that my technology worked eventually and we got through it, and we're going to have a part 2. So just lots of thanks all the way around.
Well, I want to say thank you so much, Chloe and Lillian and Marlene, for coming on season 4, episode 8, overall 39 of the Small Talk podcast. Give me a little bit of time tonight. I need to go for a walk for 30 minutes to get my legs moving because I got to lose some weight. But I will send you guys the video, the audio, and some reels and clip. Marlene, I will send it to you, and if you want to pass it on to the Lillian and Chloe, we'll have all this ready for them later tonight. And then I'm going to go and sleep for 10 hours.
Wonderful.
Right.
That sounds
yes,
sounds
yes.
like a
But
good
it was a pleasure having you both on. I learned a lot, and we'll definitely do this again in the near future. Thank you so much, Chloe and Lillian, and continued success. And make sure to save me a milkshake or a pudding the next time you make one.
Okay.
I made you laugh. That's good. That's a good thing. Okay.
Of
Thank you
course.
so much, ladies.
Bye, everyone.
Thanks, Marlene. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, everybody, that concludes season 4, episode 8, overall 39 of the Small Talk podcast. I want to say thank you to our special guest tonight, Lillian Carrier, an actress known for NCIS New Orleans and Horse Girls 2025, along with our other guest, Chloe Estelle, a writer and autism sensitivity coordinator, and also my co-host, Marlene Sharp. So thank you to everybody for coming on here tonight, and thank you, the audience, for watching the Small Talk podcast with me and Marlene Sharp on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, X, Instagram, and the Small Talk podcast is on Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Good Pods, and YouTube Music now, and wherever podcasts are available. That is about it for tonight's show, guys. Again, thank you to Lillian and Chloe and my co-host Marlene Sharp. And our next episode, season 4, episode 9, will take place probably the last week of September. So make sure you stay tuned to Marlene Sharp's social media pages or mine social media pages for season 4, episode 9, which will take place at the end of September as well. And by the way, if you're a business and company and you really like the Small Talk podcast and you want to advertise on the show, you can do it through myself, cpomay19@gmail.com, or just DM me on my social media pages, and I'd be happy to work and promote your business on the Small Talk podcast, which is a once a month entertainment talk show co-hosted by Marlene Sharp and Chris Pomay. And again, thank you to Lillian Carrier, Chloe Estelle, and Marlene Sharp, and to everyone for watching and listening to this show. And I'm excited for episode 9 coming up at the end of September as well. And I have one last announcement to make before I go, and I'm excited about this announcement. My next live with CDP Sports and Entertainment talk show will take place on Wednesday, August 26th at 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 on the West Coast, with special guest Prashida Shan. She is a certified life coach, motivational speaker, content creator, and the host of the Godness Power podcast. So check out Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show Wednesday, August 26th at 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 on the West Coast. My guest, Prashita Shan, is from Vancouver, British Columbia. And we're going to talk a little bit about being a life coach, motivational speaker, content creator, and she's a host of her own podcast called the Godness Power podcast. That's about it for tonight, guys. Thank you, everyone, for watching and listening to the Small Talk podcast. And we'll see everybody, Marlene and myself, we'll see everyone back here at the end of September, which is only a month from now as well. Have a great evening, everybody. And thanks again for watching the Small Talk podcast. Again, with Marlene Sharp and Chris Pomay.